Moo with me. I'm about to have a lot of feelings. Hello, WordNerds! It is Friday, what month is it? Friday, January 10th, 2014. I am sounding more like a human being, sort of. As you know, every Friday we talk about things that inspire us, from books, to music, to movies, to TV shows, to the weather, to, well, you get the picture. Today on Inspiration Corner, I am going to share with you something that I hold so near and dear to my heart since I was in, oh gosh, middle school. Yeah, that's how long it's been. I love it. I hope you love it. Rent. My amigos is due, or I will have to evict you. See you in a few. Sorry, this is gonna happen a lot. There was so much that I loved about Rent. For those of you who don't know what Rent is, it is a musical written by Jonathan Larson. He wrote the book for it and composed all of the music for it. He himself actually had AIDS and he died the day of opening night. He never got to see it on stage live in front of an audience, and that's really heartbreaking. But they decided to go on with the show because it was a story that needed to be told, and in a way he wrote his own epitaph. Rent is about a group of friends, early to mid to late 20s is the age range I'd put them in. They're a bunch of bohemians, artists. We've got Mark, the main character, is a filmmaker, or trying to be. Roger is a musician who got AIDS from his girlfriend who killed herself, so he's been in recovery and kind of shut in. Angel, I'll touch on Angel later. Collins, Mark and Roger's best friend, who was a teacher at MIT but was expelled for his theory of actual reality. Maureen, who used to date Mark but broke up with him to date Joanne. Then we have Benny, who used to be their best friend but then married a wealthy daughter of society and kind of left the bohemian life, and they think he kind of sold out all of what he stood for because money, wealth, father-in-law. And last but not least, we have Mimi, who is the downstairs neighbor of Roger and Mark. She's a stripper, she's a bit of a drug addict, and she is 19, but she's old for her age. The story of Rent is beautiful. It is one about love, loss, living each day as if it's your last. It's about accepting and embracing what you love and who you are and those around you, no matter what differences they have. It's about fighting through life and survival, and how the most important things in life you can't own. You can only rent them for a short period of time, like being in love. Oh my god, it hurts my heart. Rent is a rare film and musical that can make me laugh and cry and just, it gives me everything from happy to sad. It's one thing that no matter how many times I watch it, I just can collapse into hysterics because it's beautifully written. The characters are so real, well developed, intricate, and their storylines are realistic and relatable on at least some level. It really sends out this message of hope. I own 2 movies of Rent, the movie, and my favorite thing, Rent, the final performance filmed live on Broadway. This movie is my life. Both of these versions are beautiful. I prefer the stage version because it has so many more added nuances than the movie does. You can see it in its original intent on stage. You can see how the set was set up, and it's beautiful and simple and very New York in its feeling, I think, and styling. You can see all the smaller songs. There's a lot of behind the scenes footage of Jonathan Larson's family who survives him, his mother and his father, who go to see the final performance. The original cast goes to see the final performance. You can just see in the audience the love that people have for this show and how much it means to them and how it really changes some people's lives. It's changed my life. That sounds cheesy to say, but it's entirely true. I was also lucky enough to go and see Rent live at the Hippodrome in sophomore year of high school with my 2 best friends. 3 best friends? How many people were there? I still have the playbill. I still have my original ticket for the Hippodrome. It was March 9th, 2008, the year that it closed on Broadway. It is no longer on Broadway, which is sad, but I was lucky enough to see it. I also got a cow, Elsie. It was one of the first plays that I went to see as a teenager that really resonated with me. It was such a good performance. Just everybody who was involved was so talented, brilliant, and had a passion for what they did. I love people with passion. So why does Rent inspire me? Oh my god. So many reasons. Let me tell you them in the short amount of time I'm gonna allow myself, because I could literally talk about this for years. Rent, as I said, is just life-changing for me. At the time when I saw it, I was sick, and I have a chronic illness, and I saw myself just kind of living this sad life and not really moving past it and being boxed in by my illness. And I didn't want to live that way. And when I saw Rent, it just kind of opened my eyes that, like, I can be more than what I'm labeled. I can be artistic, and I can write, and I can act, and I can live this life of art. And yeah, I'm gonna have to sacrifice some things. Mark and Roger have no heat. They get kicked out of their apartment. They lose touch with their family for times. They don't have a lot of food. They don't have a lot of paying jobs. They don't have a lot of luxuries that a lot of people love in life, but they have each other, they have people they love, and they have their art. In one part in Rent, Mark gets a job at Buzzline, a sleazy television show that's basically the equivalent of Entertainment Tonight or Access Hollywood, and he has to kind of give up his filmmaking to report about vampire bowling queens on welfare. What is he doing? And he realizes that that's not what he wants to do, and while that might be the safer route with money and financials, it's not what he's passionate about. It's not what he wants to do. He moves on. Alexi, Mark. Call me a hypocrite, but I need to finish my own film. I quit! Slam! Rent gives you the courage to kind of realize, like, hey, if I want to do it, if I love it, if it's something that really means a lot to me, it's worth the risks. It's worth failing. I'd rather live poor and be happy than live rich and be miserable with what I'm doing. Jonathan Larson also has this amazing way of writing relationships and entangling stories. There's actually this one scene with a round where all the different lyrics from the show are kind of woven into one song, and it kind of just clicks of like, this is how it all ties together. The main messages I take away from Rent are that there's no day but today. Live life to its fullest, because today is all we have and tomorrow's not guaranteed. Accept others for who they are, because they're not hurting you. Colin's an angel, who I said I'd talk about. Angel is a drag queen. She, or he, finds Colin when he's a boy, when Angel's dressed up in his jeans and a sweatshirt. Later, when he meets Mark and Roger, he is dressed up in a beautiful Santa dress with zebra leggings and awesome high heel platform shoes. And Mark and Roger do not blink an eye. They just accept his friend, likes boys now. Boys who dress like girls, it's not a problem for them. Moving on, because that is who Collins is, their friend, and that's all that matters. Joanne and Maureen are in love. Again, nobody and their friends are judging them. Maureen for being bisexual or Joanne for being gay, although Mark probably holds some hostilities for being broken up with by Maureen and still used as her stage manager. Mimi is a stripper, and when you say stripper, a lot of people are like, none of the characters judge her for being a stripper and just kind of box her in as stripper only. She's many things. She's a dancer, she's passionate, she is vivacious, loud, and she's awesome. And she works on her drug problem, which is even more awesome. The cast of Rent is also incredibly diverse. We've got Mimi is Latina, Roger and Mark are both white, Collins is black, Angel is black or mixed race, Benny is black, Maureen, Joanne are gay, Collins is gay, Angel is gay, and a transvestite. It's an incredibly diverse set of characters. They all play well off of each other, and I just think it's amazing. Bottom line is that Rent has inspired me to write. You will find me watching Rent at least once a week. And I say at least because in this past week I've watched it 3 times. 4? Rent means a lot to me. It's something I hold dear in my heart because it inspired me to be courageous and do what I love instead of doing what was safe. It opened my eyes to seeing diversity as something that really shouldn't matter. I shouldn't care if you're black or white or gay or straight or bisexual or transvestite. It doesn't matter. People are people, and people are beautiful, and people only live on earth for a short amount of time, so you should love them and treat them as best as you can. There's a line in I'll Cover You and I'll Cover You Reprise. It says, "I think they meant it when they said you can't buy love, but I know you can rent it. A new lease, you are my love on life." I just got sad. And I think that's a great outlook on life, is that you can't own people, you can't own time, you can own things, but your life is not up for ownership. You only have your life for a short amount of time, and you're supposed to do as much as you can and make it as beautiful as possible. I think this is what Jonathan Larson did. He died when he was about 31, before he even got to see his play hit Broadway, but he left a beautiful memoriam in Rent. So, if you have not seen Rent, I highly recommend you find it and watch it. You can watch the movie version or the final performance on Broadway. I believe it's still available on Amazon and it's well worth it. I have watched it at least 100 times. I hope you guys, if you get to watch Rent, love it as much as I do, or at least take some kind of understanding away from it about life, or have a new outlook on some things, and maybe see why I connect with it so much. Maybe you'll get to know me better by knowing Rent, because one of my requirements for being my friend is liking Rent at least to some degree. Hopefully the degree that I like it, because I love it so much. Again, this Sunday we are having a live discussion about writing realistic characters. It'll be on this channel Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I should be there because I'm getting better and I miss live chatting with you guys. For the comments, have you seen Rent? If so, do you want to be my friend? Do you have any musicals that you have seen that have inspired you, or anything on stage that you have seen or written that you take inspiration from? I will see you guys next Thursday. I was gonna say stay warm, but I think I'm gonna say stay upright. It's very icy outside and I've fallen several times, so don't slip and get hurt if you're somewhere icy. Have a great week, and I love you, nerds. Toodaloo. Never saying that again.